You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Since 1967, the venerable Royal Winnipeg Ballet Dance Company has been supported by a volunteer-run nonprofit called Things. The specialty boutique sells all sorts of, well, things. Antiques, collectibles, dining and glassware, jewelry, home furnishings, and more, with the proceeds of items donated or sold under consignment going towards the RWB. Coming up towards the end of this month, Things presents a new consignment initiative inspired by a rather popular and long-running TV program. And to hear more about it, I'm joined by Things co-president Holly Beard and volunteer Al Friesen. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
Well, before we get to this new initiative, I know it's been a busy weekend for the Things shop over on Corden Avenue. You had a sidewalk sale on Saturday, right, Holly?
We do, yes. Once a year we have a sidewalk sale where we cut the prices on mostly donated items, lots of glassware, art. We have lots of art these days. And yeah, it's a wonderful event. We also reduce the price on some of our consignment and other items in the shop. So it's a really busy day.
I'm curious, for those who haven't been to Things, how would you describe the store?
I think it's a wonderful, warm-feeling boutique. Our volunteers are very engaging with the customers that come in. We get a lot of regulars in, and people develop friendships out of lots of stories. People are bringing in family treasures. And it's important to them, and they like to tell the stories about their grandmother's this or their mother's that. And sometimes it's quite emotional for people. They're parting with things that have a lot of family history, and they want to talk about the family history, and they want to know that their item is going to go to a good home. So it's more than just a shop.
It can be tough, parting with those items that have been in families for a very long time, right?
It is,
and I mean, knowing that it's going towards proceeds are going towards a great institution like the RWB, do you imagine that makes it a little bit easier for people too, as they're kind of reimagining things?
I think it does. I think that that they like to know that the item is going to for some good. It's not going to a landfill site, and I think that makes the parting a little easier.
Any idea how much is donated annually to the Royal Winnipeg Ballet through Things?
Last year we gave $70,000.
Wow.
And we're on scale to probably do a little better this year.
Incredible. I mean, so it is just it's quite the institution, Things over on Corden, isn't it?
It is. We they actually started it's the volunteer committee started in 1949, and they did events for a number of years, and then in 1967 they opened up the shop so that they were selling all the time. So it kind of evolved, and it's continued to evolve. We've expanded and do a lot more sales of large furnishing items as opposed to smaller household home decor kind of things.
Al, how long have you been involved with Things?
I've been involved since 2015. And I have shopped there for years. And it's expensive to volunteer Things, I have to tell you.
Shopper turned volunteer and still part-time shopper by the sounds of things.
Exactly.
What made you want to get involved with Things in support of RWB?
Well, I've always been a collector since I was young. And I just enjoy lovely things. I like to take care of them. And when I retired, I was shopping at Things, and several colleagues invited me, and I just started.
And you've been there ever since.
Yeah, I have.
What do you enjoy most about the volunteering aspect? Like, I mean, Holly was sort of alluding to this too. It sounds like it's more than just a store. It's almost a community, isn't it?
Well, it is. And, I'm on consignment, and it's like Christmas every day when we open up the packages and see what's ahead of us. And one of the things that I like to talk about is if you enjoyed the China set example, and they often say, well, we've had it in the family for 50 years. Well, maybe that's all you're going to get from it, because China's, we know, is down in price. But we kind of ameliorate the anxiety and the Sturm und Drang of having to part with these items, and they're going to a good home. We can always assure them of that.
So let's talk more about this new initiative, because there may be some listeners who are thinking, oh, there's a few things I could perhaps part with, or at least will consider parting with. There's an event happening on Saturday, September 21st. Can you tell us about the Things Roadshow, Holly?
This was Al's idea, the Roadshow, and we were at the point where we were starting the initiative. We were booking consignment appointments for people to bring their things in and determine what we would take and what we wouldn't. We were booking them more than 6 months into the future. So we were looking for an event where we could try and do a large number of consignments within one day to set up. So that was really our goal. But it's evolving into, I think a lot of people, when they saw the ad, saw it as more of a spectator event. So as I say, the plan is kind of evolving because it's the first year, and we're going to be adding in a spectator event. We have a fellow who's quite involved in the art world, and he's going to do a presentation of how he would evaluate. He's going to bring in some of his own art and talk to people about how you would go about evaluating an item like that. So we've added a bit more of a spectator event to what we thought was just going to be a consignor event. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that people will come down and have a look, and if they have items that they want to consign, then they can call the shop and make an appointment. And we'd love to see them.
This very much sounds like a riff on the long-running TV program Antiques Roadshow, of course.
Yes.
And you mentioned it sort of people thinking of it as a spectator event because we're used to being spectators of that show, right? But Al, can you talk about the idea of consigners coming and bringing items? How does that work? It's $10 per appointment. Can you talk more about that?
So if you had some art, you could bring up to 5 items, and you don't have to consign them. We hope you'd do, obviously, but they will get a 15-minute consultation with an experienced valuator and discuss a price range. Now, it will be a things price range, because if they brought in something that was really important, or then we could refer them to an antique shop or an auction house in Toronto or Vancouver. But I had a phone call from a lady who intrigued me. Her 9-year-old son is a collector. Of course, that spoke to my heart. And she wanted to bring him, and I said, absolutely, bring him. And she said he is so excited. He's got his items, and he's kind of worried about will it be good enough? And of course it will be. It'll be a real good time.
Talk about a cool opportunity for those young and more experienced in their collecting journeys. The event runs from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 at St. Luke's Anglican Church, which is at 130 Nassau Street North. Again, $10 per appointment, working with that evaluator for 15 minutes. And the opportunity is there to consign through things, right, Holly? But not necessarily you need to sign up in the moment.
That's right. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to commit to anything that day. If you decide that you want to consign, then we will make an appointment within the next week or so for you to come into the shop with your items and consign them. We don't have the staff or the ability to take a lot of stuff at the church and then move it to the shop. So we'll explain to people, if they're interested in consigning, how the process works. And if they want an appointment that day, we can give them an appointment. They can bring their items into the shop and consign them.
And items of all kinds, right? I mean, it could be artworks, it could be jewelry, it could be glassware. Is furniture welcome as well?
We take furniture, yes. We have a limited amount of space, so if you have a whole house to consign, then now, we don't want people to bring the furniture down. They would bring photos of large items, and we would have a look at them and let them know whether it's something we can take or not.
And for those who are thinking, I would like to register for this event, there is an item or two that I would like to get evaluated. Where can they go to do that?
They would go to the shop at 913 Corden, and they can make an appointment there. And they'll be given the information, and then they would bring their items or photographs of large items to the church, and then the evaluators will have a look at them, and as Al said, give them a price range, and then we can make them an appointment.
Well, wishing you both a wonderful event. Things supporting the RWB Roadshow takes place Saturday, September 21st. Best to register in advance. Again, it happens from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at 130 Nassau Street North. Holly, Al, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us.